Okay, welcome to our channel, and here I have YT, little girl, with me to go through respiration, okay, the respiratory system in our body. Okay, so let's begin. So down here, last week we talked about how what the kind of air that's inside the what kind of gas is inside the air. Okay, and we also talk about how fire needs oxygen to burn, and how we can actually extinguish, okay, the fire with carbon dioxide. Okay, and we also mentioned that the use of nitrogen, right? Okay, and then the use of oxygen, the use of carbon dioxide. Okay, and of course there are water vapor in the air, right? Okay, so a little pop quiz before we continue. So can you tell me what are the gases that's in the air?
Water vapor.
Water vapor is one of it.
Air. Like oxygen.
Oxygen.
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen.
Carbon dioxide and
Carbon dioxide.
Other gases.
Yes, and other gases that we don't have to learn about. Okay, so then we talk about now we're going to talk about what is respiration. Okay, can you tell me what exactly is respiration?
Exchanging of gas.
Oh no, respiration, exchanging of gas is breathing. Okay, we breathe in, take in oxygen, give out carbon dioxide. That's breathing. Okay, that's gaseous exchange. Okay, respiration, right, is actually not just taking in the air, but is to bring the oxygen to our cells and then combine with food to produce energy. Okay, to produce this to go through some chemical process, okay, to produce energy. So down here, how do we answer in a scientific term is that we will say, okay, let me use a straighter one. Okay, so we can say respiration, okay, is the process of breaking down digested food to produce energy. Is there any mention of oxygen here?
No.
Do you mention oxygen? Do you mention there is mention of oxygen?
Yeah.
这句话 this statement has oxygen inside 咩? Can you see my statement? Is there any mention of oxygen?
No.
No. Okay, so when they ask you what is respiration, then you don't have to mention oxygen, but if you want, you can. Okay, how? Okay, the respiration is a process of, okay, instead of combining food, we can say using oxygen. Okay. Oh wait. We can say respiration is the process of breaking down digested food and oxygen to produce energy. Okay, if you want to put in oxygen. Oops, my oxygen is spelled wrongly. Okay. Next, carbon dioxide and water is produced during respiration. Okay. In this statement, right, you might think that if this statement is true, then why do we still need to drink water? Okay, it's because the water that is produced during respiration, right, is not enough for our body. Okay, we need a lot more water to actually help our body clear away waste product. Okay, and this waste product is not just carbon dioxide, and the waste product we're talking about is the toxic, okay, whatever the digested food has become, okay, it becomes a waste, it becomes something that our body don't want. Okay, that could also include salt. Okay, so the water, we need to drink extra water so that our body can clean away our the waste product, so it will come out as pee, come out as urine. Okay, so our shit, right? What is our shit? The things that we come out from our 屁股, right? From our ass, right? The shit, right? What is it?
Undigested waste material.
Huh? Undigested food and what?
Waste materials.
No waste material. There is no waste material in our poop. Our poop, right, is purely just undigested food. Undigested food only. Okay? Purely just undigested food. It is through our urine, right, that we clear away our this waste material. Waste material come out from the pee. Undigested food come out from our ass, from our shit. Okay, come out as shit lah, huh? So our urine is all the waste material. You understand this part? So cannot confuse one. You cannot confuse one. You cannot say, oh, my large intestine. You cannot say that, after this statement, after the respiration process breakdown of food, then waste material is transported to the large intestine and then it comes out as feces. Wrong. Wrong. 马上错. Okay, because that is untrue. It is totally not true. Okay, the actual fact is that the pee that comes out of the body contains the waste material. So that's why when you don't drink a lot of water and then you go and pee, right, the color of the pee is yellow. And if you drink even lesser water, or you stop drinking water, okay, what happens is that your pee will eventually become even darker shade of yellow, 甚至会变成 orange. It would even turn orangey. Okay, and then when that happens, then your body is in stress lah, huh? That means your body is very tired already. Okay, when that happens, huh? Understand? Okay, so then let me just take a look. Okay, next, oxygen. So down here, this one, oxygen. Oxygen is, can you read?
Oxygen is needed for combustion.
Combustion. What is combustion? Yes, aka burning. Okay, combustion is the scientific name for burning. Okay, because why do we say, why can't we just say burning? Because in our body, right, we also use the word burning for another meaning. Okay, like for example, our body burns fats. So our fats turning into flames. Our fats turning into flames. No, it doesn't. Our fat molecules doesn't burst and burn into flame. Will catch fire. Okay, so we don't catch fire. Okay, so no. Okay, that's why combustion, right, is really talking about burning, where something, bursts in, or something that has a flame on it. Okay, that's combustion. Okay, 燃烧. Then where else? 我们的脂肪 our fats, right, even though we say it's burning, it's not literally bursting into flames. Our fat cells, right, doesn't burst into flames, or else will become like a running fire. Okay, running around, crazy. 对不对? So next, oxygen is needed for rusting. What is rusting? What is rusting? Do you have any idea what is rusting?
I only know, the iron rust.
Yes, precisely, the iron rust. Okay, the rust. That's the rust we're talking about. Okay, that is the rusting. Okay, so iron rust. So this is about iron. So iron metal, right? Normally, the normal iron metal will not have the rust. Okay, but after it comes into contact with oxygen, okay, it will start to rust. Okay, it will turn into rust. Okay, that's called oxidization. Okay, yeah. Then next, oxygen plus water vapor. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oxygen plus water vapor. Okay, yeah. Oxygen plus water lah, huh? Okay, will produce rust. Next, 我们还有这个，来，我们读一下这个。Can you read out?
Oxygen is needed for decomposition.
Yes, decomposition. Okay, oxygen is needed for decomposition. Decomposition means what?
Breaking down food.
Yes, breaking down food or breaking down of dead materials. Okay, so I ask you a bowl of pork chop or a plate of pork chop pork chop. Yeah, imagine how pork chop tastes. Okay, now will the pork chop, a cooked pork chop, okay, can a cooked pork chop decompose? Can a pork chop decompose?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Okay, it can decompose.
Right?
Yes, why? Why can a pork chop be decomposed? We are eating pork chop.
Food decompose?
Can any food decompose? That you have to ask. Are these food right? Are these food dead? Dead matter.
Did you just pause the screen?
I didn't pause the screen.
Huh?
I didn't pause the screen.
You did.
I didn't. Can you see me drawing a circle? And then an X?
Oh, okay, yes.
What did I just drew?
Triangle.
Yes, okay. I didn't pause the screen.
Yeah, but
I was
then
asking-
you-
Okay, so you have to ask yourself, right? Is the pork chop dead?
It's already died.
So will it decompose?
Yeah.
Yes, it will decompose. Okay.
So
Then
any food will decompose because they are all dead.
yes. Except for vegetables.
I thought they were already dead.
They are not quite okay. When we buy fresh vegetables, right? Okay, some of them are not quite dead yet. Like for example, your potato, right? Your potato, okay, your potato is actually still quite alive. Okay, in fact, if you were to put a potato inside the soil and then water it, right, it will start to grow roots. It will start to grow stuff. Why? Because it's still alive. When will the potato die?
3 weeks later.
Why 3 weeks later?
I don't know.
Okay, let us understand what exactly is a potato. Okay,
Potato.
potato is not a fruit. Potato is a stem.
I say a food.
Food. Okay, but it's actually it's a plant. Other than being a plant, it's also a
Living thing.
okay. What's inside? The potato?
Inside the potato.
So inside the potato has what?
Starch. Can we
Starch.
see starch?
When you cut open the potato, lor, and then when you put it inside water and wash, you see all the white stuff, right? Those are starch.
Oh my god.
Okay. Starch is also what we call what? Plant food.
Starch.
Okay. Starch is plant food. Now, when you cut open potato, right, inside is also what? When you feel the potato, is it dry?
Not really.
No, it's a little bit what?
Wet.
Yes. So being wet means that it has.
It has water.
Okay. So we see the first one is a plant, right? So this one we don't talk about it, Okay. We just go straight for the living thing. Okay. Living thing need what? Living thing need 3 things to survive, right? Or not air actually. It's actually oxygen. Okay. Living thing needs oxygen and what?
Need oxygen and
It needs oxygen, water, and food, right? Correct? Now, how can the potato get oxygen? If I put it out inside in the open on the table, okay, if I put it on the kitchen table, will it get oxygen? Yes, it will get oxygen. So can it survive? So this one oxygen, yes, already have. Okay. Next, does the potato have food?
its own
Does
starch.
its own starch? Very good. Its own starch. So it has food, right? Can it have water?
There is water.
There's water inside itself, okay, inside its own stem, okay. So with water, oxygen, and food, right? So a potato is it still alive?
Yeah.
Okay, therefore a potato is still, oops, oh my god, become city, alive. Okay, so a potato is still alive. So same thing for other kind of vegetable and fruits, okay, like for example the apple. Okay, it has the 3 same thing. You have the oxygen, okay, it has water, it has food, so it will stay alive. Okay, now you will start to see the plant start to rot a bit, okay, only when a certain part of the plant starts to dry up. Once the cell, right, like one part, maybe this portion, maybe for example, let me see whether I got brown or not. Yes. Okay, like for example this portion, right, okay, if the cell start to lose water first, this part of the cell will start to what? Decompose. They will start to die. Okay, once they start to die, the bacteria, okay, the bacteria from the air will attack this portion first. Okay, and this portion will start to die first. That's why certain you see apples, right, when they start to rot, they always rot from one spot. Okay, and that's also why some old people, right, some older people who find it a ways to throw away rotten apple, they will cut away this portion, they'll cut away this portion that's rotting, and then they say, hey, 这边还可以吃的. Okay, understand? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's, if you see an apple that's starting to rot, right, there are actually certain parts of the apple that can still be eaten, okay, as long as they are still firm. Okay, but of course you have not seen it before, and you have not tried it before, so I wouldn't advise you to do so, and I think you will feel very disgusted to think about eating rotten apple. I am disgusted. Okay, yeah, so yes, so but come to think of it, right, if you are eating an apple, you are literally eating the apple alive.
Oh my god.
You're not eating something that's dead, you're eating something alive.
How disgusting. I'm starting to
Imagine-
think that the apple grew up. I said it.
Yeah, imagine you take a bite of it and it start to scream like scream in pain.
No, I hope it screams. It doesn't have a mouth.
If it does, I think it would. Okay, yeah.
I'll just start.
Yeah, it was so scary, right? And then when we are peeling, imagine when when you eat an apple, or when your parents want to eat an apple, some of them, like for myself, I will peel the apple, I will skin the apple,
Yeah.
I'll use a, yeah. So imagine when I 在用那个刀剖它的皮的时候 when I'm skinning the apple, it's screaming.
Oh, the skin is the shirt.
Are you sure? Hello, I'm cutting into the flesh. I'm cutting into the cells.
It's okay, let it die.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, you have to ask yourself: are the cells dead? Okay. Dead cells will start to decompose. Yes.
When you cut the apple,
Mhm.
like is it dead already or still alive?
If let's say okay, let me ask you this. If someone fall down and then break their arm, are they still alive?
Yes, depend on how serious the injury is.
Yes, correct. But for human beings, right? Even if my head, if someone chop off my head, right, there will still be a short moment where my body is still alive because my cells are still alive. But me as a person, me as a whole, I am not alive anymore. Okay, but we were talking about my cells, right? They'll be alive for a few more minutes. Okay, that's why people who or bodies that have just died, okay, they will still have body temperature. It will take a while for the decomposition to start because the cells haven't died yet, it won't start immediately. The cells have to die first before decomposition. The bacteria can start to attack them.
Would the bone also be decomposed?
No. That's why in certain shows, right, you see bone skeleton running around, because bones very hard. They don't decompose so easily. Bones don't decompose so easily. They are much stronger. But if you put the bones under the sun, exposed into the air, right, then it will turn into dust because of expansion and contraction. It will crack and break down.
So the cartoon is teaching us stuff.
Huh? Yes, the cartoon is actually teaching you stuff. 对. Yes, but the thing is that most of the time, but nowadays not many cartoons are doing the right job. In the past, cartoons actually teach us a lot of things, like some animals are dangerous through very funny scenarios lah. But nowadays, I think some cartoons are really too ridiculous. They just want to be funny for the sake of being funny. Yeah, then it becomes very ridiculous. They don't teach you much things. Yeah. In the past, Dora the Explorer is different. It's an educational tissue. Makes you angry.
Yes, because she's literally blind. She asked where
She
then it's literally right behind her.
It's not meant for you to watch one. Dora the Explorer is meant for those 4 years old, 5 years old. Okay.
I watched it.
Don't. You
Not
should
now.
be watching. You should be watching shows like Avatar.
I watched anime.
Yes. Certain animes, please.
Demon Slayer.
Cells at Work. Demon Slayer a bit out of your demographic. You're not the targeted audience.
I watch it, I love it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think you would like Avatar. And the Last Airbender. That is actually a very good show because it teaches you a lot of value, people value. Okay.
Is there good looking guys in there?
Maybe. I don't know what is your term of good looking guy. Yeah. But my niece watched it. My niece watches it, and then she's been rewatching it for the past 1 year plus. She's been watching over and over again. Yeah. When I tell her, you should try something else, and then she's like, no, I want to watch Avatar. Okay. Yeah. Avatar is good. If you don't mind some M18 cartoons, there's a good one called Kipo, Kipo. That is also very good, but that one has some sensitive content. Yeah, like same-sex relationship. That one, then not very. That's why it's being rated M18. So if you're being disturbed, you feel disturbed by such content, then don't go watch. Okay. Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
Then no response again, so I have to okay, next, we know what, so we have decomposition, okay. In fact, right, after the, okay, what happened to the pork chop? Okay, let's talk about pork chop. Let's talk about pork chop. Decompose. Let me just erase this because got no space. I need this space. Okay, so let's talk about pork chop. Just nice, I have a piece of pork chop over here. Oh wait, let me just draw this nicely. Okay, looks like beef lah, but it's pork chop. Okay, believe me, it's pork chop. Yeah, my pork chop is so weird. Okay, now pork chop, right? Before it is cooked, oh my god, it's supposed to be orange color. Okay, so before pork chop is cooked, right, it has that meaty pinkish color. Okay, now the thing is, can we eat the pork chop raw? Can we eat pork chop raw?
No.
No, why?
I remember watching something like that. Whatever it's like, but like we cannot buy that.
No, it's not because we cannot bite it. It's because they have.
Like
They
cannot buy it.
No, it's not because we cannot bite it. We can always cut it into smaller pieces, what? But why can't we eat?
Raw lah.
Yeah. So what's wrong with raw food? Raw meat.
Unhealthy.
Why is it unhealthy?
Bacteria.
Yes, it's covered with bacteria. Why? Because the moment the pig die and when we cut them up, bacteria will automatically, bacteria in the air.
Because the pig
Okay.
died, there's already bacteria on it.
Okay, other than bacteria inside the body lah. Okay, bacteria in the air, bacteria in the cutting materials. Okay, all these bacteria will get stuck onto the pork chop. Okay, and then the pork chop itself has other parasites. Okay, parasites are living creatures that live on other animals. Okay, so what happened is that if we were to ingest, if we were to eat these, right, we'll actually send all these extra bacteria into our body. Okay, so what happened is that our body will say, oh no, these are bad stuff, so they will try to get rid of it, okay, by causing you to have diarrhea. Okay, if your body don't other than having diarrhea, right, the thing is that the some of the bacteria will also still go into our body through the various places like the stomach or the large intestine and small intestine. They will still go into our body and we will fall even more sick. Okay, so therefore uncooked meat is very unsafe. In fact, it's totally unsafe for consumption. Okay, it has to be cooked. Now, why do we need to cook it? What are we doing when we are cooking a meat?
Kill all the bacteria with heat.
Very good. We are killing the bacteria with heat. Okay, so we are killing the bacteria with heat. Now, to let you know, okay, bacteria on your parasites and bacteria on your pork, right, okay, has to be, I think, above 140 degrees Celsius. Then the bacteria will die completely. So if your pork is not cooked properly or not cooked long enough or don't have enough heat, your pork will still have bacteria when you eat it and you will still get food poisoning. So you need to have a lot of heat. Yes, sounds very scary, right? I know. Okay, and that's the reason why uncooked pork has to be kept inside a fridge, okay, to prevent it from decomposing further.
Wait,
Yes.
it's like you put the raw meat in the raw pork in the fridge, right? Would the bacteria also die?
No, the bacteria won't die. They'll go into a sleeping mode. They'll go into sleeping mode. Yes, extreme cold does not kill bacteria. So sorry. They'll just sleep only. They'll just 好冷 It's just like you in aircon room now. Wow, so shiok. Wow, feel like sleeping. Yeah. Okay. So they just hibernate. Okay. So you have to use heat to kill it. Okay. You have to use heat to kill it. Now certain meat, right?
We ending at 6:30, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So Now, other than using fire, right, to kill the bacteria, there are other ways to make a piece of meat edible. Okay, so this one is by cooking. Okay, cooking is to use heat to kill bacteria. Now, let me ask you, if I were to get rid of the bacteria, bacteria spells who? Okay, now if I have a way of killing the bacteria, right? Okay, if I have a way of killing the bacteria without using heat, right? Can we eat the meat? Can we eat the meat? Can. As long as the meat does not have any more bacteria, it is safe to eat. Understand the idea about edible things that are edible? Okay, so there is a way, okay, to kill bacteria without the need of using heat. Okay, it will be using salt.
So, and then kill the bacteria.
Yes, what happened is that salt, if I am not wrong, I haven't studied this in depth, okay, if I'm not wrong, the salt actually draws out the fluid inside the bacteria, causing it to die. Okay,
so it's like the snail, right?
Yes. So how do we kill the bacteria? In the past, right, people don't have fridge ma. So how do they keep meat for a long period of time?
Salt.
They put salt, okay? They put salt to draw out the water and then they fan dry. Okay? That's a process called curing. Okay?
Curing.
We can see that, yes, we can see that one of the good example is salted fish. 咸鱼. Okay? You will realize that 咸鱼, yes, salted fish. Salted fish, you don't have to put it inside the fridge. You can leave it out in the open. Yes, it's a bit smelly, okay? But the thing is that it can still be eaten after a long period of time out in the open without the need of putting it inside the fridge. Because of the salt, yes. Okay? But of course, because of...
actually inside the fish.
Huh? What?
The salt is already in the fish.
After you apply a thick layer of salt, the salt actually seeps through into the fish. So inside the flesh, the flesh of the fish also have salt but you cannot see. It's not in those粉, not in granular form. Okay, cannot see one. Okay, but the salt is in there already. You're right. Okay, so salted fish is one of them. Another kind of meat is called this one I'm not very sure. The Chinese have this 腊肠. The dried. Is it called? I don't know what's the English name called. It's dried sausage. 腊肠. It's shriveled up one. It's wrapped up in this kind of sometimes it's in pig skin or whatever skin. Then it's wrapped up. Then it's dried. 腊肠. That one you can ask mommy. Okay, mommy, 我要吃腊肠. It's very nice one. Very sweet. It's on the sweeter side. It's not the salty side. Okay. So 腊肠 is one of them. Then cured ham. Okay. Dried ham. Okay. That one you have to go and search. Okay, dried ham. Very tough meat, because there's no water. Okay. How? Moving on. Okay, we sidetracked too much already. So, without the water, okay, or we apply heat, right? All these bacteria will die, and then the food becomes edible. Now, the thing is, after we cook the stuff, because when cooking, right? Okay, when cooking, the bacteria die. Okay, so after I cook the meat, why after some time, maybe like overnight, the food will decompose again? Why will it spoil again?
Because the bacteria can come what?
Because the bacteria in the air can attack the bacteria in the air can attack
that is prevent for killing their
No, they don't take revenge. They're just hungry. They don't want to have food. Okay. They will attack the bacteria in the air will attack the meat. Okay. So that's why things will still continue to decompose, and you still need to take precautions to keep your food edible. Okay. So in order for bacteria to decomposition to happen, decomposition needs oxygen to happen. Okay, because your bacteria need oxygen to stay alive. Okay, so let's read what is decomposition. What is it? So can you read this statement?
This statement is
Decomposition
the
is
decomposition is the process of fungi and bacteria breaking off dead or waste material to produce nutrition.
Okay, it can be this one or simpler substance. It can be nutrients or simpler substance. I think simpler spells well.
Sim?
Huh?
I saw the word sim. It's like for animal.
Is this how you spell simpler substance?
I know because it's not right. I saw the word sim.
Is this how you spell simpler? Oh gosh.
I think yeah.
Oh, no I. Sorry. Simpler. Okay, simpler substance. Okay. So next question. Sorry, not next question. Next point, carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Air and heat are produced during decomposition.
Yes, okay. The heat that we're talking about is not the explosive 那种会烫手的 heat It's not the kind of heat that can hurt people It's just warmth, okay? So certain decomposition, when decomposition happens, right, certain places will feel hot, okay? Not exactly like painful, that kind of hot. It's like oh, just shelter, or oh, this is warm, you know, this kind of feeling, okay? Understand? Then of course we have lastly the what?
Glowing splint test.
Yes, glowing splint test. Okay, can be used to test for presence of oxygen. Okay, glowing splint test. Let's take a look at what is glowing splint test. Glowing splint test. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to make this smaller. Oh gosh.
Okay, this is a very quick test for oxygen, to test for oxygen. Okay, so I'm going to use a splint.
Oh no.
And in this jar here, I have.
I see it lagging like crazy.
Oxygen. Okay, so I'm going to find out a quick test for that. So I'm going to set this splint on fire.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Then I'll quickly blow this off.
Okay, let me just pause that.
While blowing
Okay, now in Asian context, right? Do you know what is this? Do you notice that there is that glowing, the glow? Like you know when you go pai, Chinese prayer, right? The Chinese people we burn incense, the joss stick. We light up a joystick. We light up a joystick, right? Now the joystick, do we have flame? Does it have flame? 有没有火？
没有。
没有。Okay. After we light it, right, we actually fan it off. We fan out the flame. Okay, so that it has that glowing part, right? Okay, now that glowing part is still burning. Okay, but very little blowing, very little burning happening, very little combustion, and it is doing it at a very slow pace. Okay, and because the incense, right, or rather the joystick is a very flammable product, okay, it can stay burning for a long time until it goes to the end. Okay, so with a little bit of heat, it can continue to burn on its own combustion. Okay, and as long as there's fresh air flowing by, and it will produce, it will get oxygen for the combustion. But of course, if it's not strong enough to turn into flame, it will not burst into flame. So that's what we call a glowing splint. Okay, so in this case, we have this stick, right? A splint. This piece of stick, we call it a splint. Okay, and then we burn already, and then we leave it. We fan away the flame, okay, but there's still a bit of it still burning, okay, but it's not a flame. Okay, let's continue and see what happens after that.
Now, so if I take this off here,
okay, wait, let me pause here. Now, as you can see, right, inside the video, okay, oh, you can't see, hang on, let me wait for the video to turn into, yep, okay, inside this container, right, inside this cylinder, you see a cylinder? Girl, do you see a cylinder?
Yeah.
Okay, inside the cylinder is actually a lot of oxygen gas. Okay, they managed to use some chemicals to produce a lot of oxygen inside the cylinder. Okay, now what he's going to do is he's going to put this glowing splinter, the lighted part, okay, into the cylinder. Now, at this point of time, before he put the splint right into the cylinder, is there any flame? Is there any flame? F-L-A-M-E.
No.
No. Okay, let's see what happens when he puts this glowing portion into the cylinder.
Contains oxygen. Let's see what happens.
Whoa!
So it relight.
You see what happened? Yeah, you see that it.
Again.
Okay, now he put out the fire again.
To see if it still works.
Do you see that? Do you see that?
It does.
Wow.
Yes, it will burst into flame on its own again.
Try it again.
Okay.
I should trick a friend.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the glowing splint test. You can search it on YouTube. On YouTube,
Still contains oxygen.
Okay, so I'm not gonna show anymore because I know it's very laggy. So I'm gonna just quickly go back to the notes. Okay, so what happened is that because there is oxygen, right, and there's a lot inside the container, there's a lot. That's why the glowing splint, right, will be able to relight itself. Okay, so in this case, how do I explain the phenomenon? How do I describe what had just happened? Okay, we can say that the glowing splint, okay,
It's
no relit itself
with magic.
in the presence of oxygen. Okay, this one, do you need to copy down?
Let's get
It's a standard answer for the glowing splint test. It's just like how when people ask you, what will happen when to the lime water when there is carbon dioxide? Lime water will turn chalky in the presence of carbon dioxide. Okay, so that's all for oxygen. So this is all about oxygen. Next, we're going to talk about the nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen I can use a slightly darker color because it's really short. Okay, so nitrogen, what happens, what is the use for nitrogen? Okay, so down here we have nitrogen. Nitrogen is needed by plants to grow well. Okay, it is basically made into fertilizers for plants. Okay, so you sometimes, you know, when your dad drive past the expressway or drive past a particular road, or when you come back home, right, along the way you see some stuff on the you will smell this. There's this very awful shit smell. Have you come across that?
No.
Oh no, huh? Okay. Sometimes you will come across such a smell. Okay, this smell come from the fertilizers. Okay, and these fertilizers are actually extra food that we put on our ground for the trees to grow better. Okay, because Singapore's soil, right, because we are very clean, so there is the dead leaf doesn't stay on top of the grass and die and decompose. So when that doesn't happen, right, the trees won't get the nutrients. Okay, won't get enough nutrients. They need some extra vitamins. Okay, so that comes from, you know, all the dead bodies, you know, the dead animals and the dead leaves. Okay, but the thing is that because Singapore very clean we always have cleaner to go and clean up all the dead leaves. So our trees cannot get enough nutrients. So we need to put all these fertilizers, right, that smells very bad, to keep the plants alive. Okay, or else we will not become a green city anymore. Okay, so we will use nitrogen to make these fertilizers. Okay, and we also use, okay, nitrogen nitrates to make explosive and fireworks. Nitrogen itself is not flammable, but when I add nitrate into it, okay, when I turn it into a nitrate, okay, it will become flammable. It can become explosive. Okay, then as I mentioned, nitrogen is not flammable. Nitrogen gas itself can be used to extinguish fire because they are heavier than oxygen, so they will stay near the floor. Okay, but of course, if your fire is in the rooftop, then it's very difficult for me to use nitrogen to spray on it because the nitrogen will just float down, you know, to the ground. It will not stay on the roof. Okay, so different scenarios we use different ways of extinguishing. Okay, not all kind of fires can be extinguished with nitrogen, but those that are normally on the floor, on the lower ground, then we can use nitrogen. Okay. Yes. Okay. Liquid nitrogen is. You can go and check out this one, liquid nitrogen to make ice cream. Okay, liquid nitrogen make ice cream. Wow, this one very interesting. Some people even use liquid nitrogen to make some people put a cockroach into a liquid nitrogen, then they drop it on the floor, then the cockroach just like, and then fall onto the ground like fall onto the floor like glass. It will just cling, shatter into pieces. You have tiny pieces of cockroach on the floor, which is a bit unethical cause now you put the poor cockroach that cannot fight back and then put it into a liquid nitrogen, 它活活的被冷死。
No, if I were to fight with a cockroach, the cockroach will win. I don't even want to touch it.
I can imagine a cockroach wearing boxing glove and you wearing boxing glove and then
I ran away.
Okay, so that's nitrogen. Okay, not gonna stay here for long. I'm gonna go on to carbon dioxide, the more important part of the whole topic. Okay, carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide is produced, okay, when living thing respire. Okay, next, can you read this one? The second one.
Second one. Carbon dioxide is needed by plants to photosynthesize.
Yes, okay, it's needed for photosynthesis. So what we don't want, the plants need it. Okay, so we and the plants actually form a nice cycle. Okay, the living things and the plants form a nice cycle. Okay, so carbon dioxide plus water and sunlight will give you sugar plus oxygen. Okay, sugar plus oxygen. Okay, and this sugar, right, is called glucose, and then you can turn into starch. Okay, so basically, right, the plants will turn the extra sugar into starch and then they will store it. Just like human being, right, when we eat too much sugar or eat too much sweet, they will turn the sugar into your body will turn the extra sugar that you eat into what?
Fats. Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
into fats. Yes, you're right, into fats. Okay, so if you eat too much things, okay, or you eat too much sweet stuff, okay, that contains a lot of sugar, okay, this extra sugar, right, will turn into fats. Okay, so what happened is that, so what are we eating? So technically, right, fruits, right, has a lot of
Fruit has a lot.
starch, right? Fruits has a lot of starch. So that means what?
Good.
Starch is good because it's food, ma. But too much of a good thing can become
Bad.
yes, can become bad. Okay, so eat in moderation, no. I also see people who don't like to eat vegetable, but they eat a lot of fruits. Okay, and they also become fat.
Oh, that's me. I eat
Huh?
a lot.
Really?
I don't like vegetables, but I eat a lot of fruit.
Okay, so when we eat vegetable and fruits, right, we are actually eating what? We are eating
What?
plant fats.
Oh, disgusting. So we cannot eat. So we cannot eat a fat one.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, because the plants, right, they turn all the extra food into starch, ma. Then we human beings, we turn extra food into fats, ma. So starch and fats, same thing, lor. So we are actually eating the plant's 肥肉, you know. Right, come you can go and think about it. Yeah, it's the same idea. Okay, but starch, okay, is not equal to fats. Please, no. Okay, not equal to fats. Starch is starch. Okay, fats is fats. Different structure. Okay. Next, carbon dioxide can be used to do what?
Fire extinguisher down.
Okay, can be used to make fizzy drinks and can be used as fire extinguisher.
Yeah, talking about fire extinguisher, one of my friend, so-called friend, like not
so-
in the whole level, he actually just opened the fire extinguisher.
Oh no!
Then everyone pretend matang, you're going to a matang class, everyone thought it was a fire.
Oh, so he squeezed the fire extinguisher.
No,
Aiya,
they just
naughty
say
boy.
he played with the fire extinguisher.
He played with it lah. So he actually squeezed it lah. Then it
purposely did it.
so it actually released the carbon dioxide lah.
Yeah.
Do you know our fire extinguisher don't contain just carbon dioxide? It contains other kind of powder also.
That's why they
It's
say
meant
only
for-
carbon dioxide.
Yeah, it's not just carbon dioxide.
They didn't say only carbon dioxide.
Okay, it has a powder to cover, to stop the thing from burning also. Okay, to stop combustion. Okay, so imagine, right? So why when I have a fire, imagine I have a fire and then I use a blanket. Can I use a blanket to snap the to extinguish a fire?
Maybe. Wait,
Can.
no.
Can. Okay, so if let's say I have a fire here, right? This portion is burning. Oh wait, let me change the color. Okay, so let's say for example this pot is burning, right? Okay, this pot is burning. Now remember, fire needs what? Fire needs oxygen, ma. O2. Now O2 can flow in, ma, 对不对? Imagine if I quickly cover with a piece of cloth, right? Thick piece of cloth, a very thick piece of cloth. I cover, okay, I wrap it up with a thick piece of cloth. Okay, I wrap it up, right? Now, can the carbon dioxide, can the oxygen go to the fire now?
No.
No. Now, without oxygen, can the fire continue to burn?
No. But then, like,
It won't-
they want the blanket, right?
Yeah lah. So it depends on, you make sure you have a
But then the fire also, like, make the
later. Okay, it's not the fire. It's not the fire. It's the heat from the fire. The heat from the fire, right, might cause the blanket to burn. Okay, so that's why when there's fire, right, actually the best thing is to do what? You know, when you watch some show, right, some people actually go and wet a person, right? Okay, he will grab a blanket. He wants to go and save someone inside the building. He will take a blanket, right, or some cloth, and then you go and wet it, right? Then you cover the blanket over himself, the wet blanket over himself, right? Then it's dripping wet. Okay, then he runs into the fire. He runs into the building that is in fire, that's burning. Okay, he runs into the building that's on fire. Okay, do you think the person is safe? I wouldn't say the person is safe lah, but the thing is that at least he's not going to be easily burnt lah. Okay, 他没有这样容易被烧死啊。Okay, because the water inside the blanket, right, is going to stop the heat. Okay, it's going to stop the heat from the fire to cause the blanket to burn also. But of course the heat is going to be, there's still going to be a lot of heat. The person might will still be burnt because the gas, the air, the oxygen in the air is very hot also. So imagine all this hot air go into your lung. Your skin is not burning, but your lungs are burning. So you might get cooked from the inside. That's the danger. That's one of the other danger. Then also hot surfaces, if you were to touch with your skin, of course you will get burned. Okay. Then of course in the burning building there's always smoke that will, there's not enough oxygen for you. You will also faint because we human beings need oxygen to
survive.
Not the word survive. In this chapter we will learn how to use the word what? R. Start with R.
Respire.
Yes, we human beings need to respire. Okay, we need oxygen to respire. Okay, so without oxygen we cannot respire, we cannot produce energy, we will faint. Understand? That's why if you don't eat enough food, you will also faint, because your body don't have enough food to respire and you will faint. Okay. Okay. Next, carbon dioxide can also be solidified into dry ice. This one you commonly seen in Swenson's. Okay, if you go to Swenson's and order this ice cream, it normally comes in dry ice, and you will see all the smoke coming out from the water, bubbling. Wow, so pretty, right? Have.
No, have. Mine is like normal ice cream.
Oh, okay. Let me rephrase that. If you order a big bowl of ice cream, okay, like the earthquake or the banana split, then I think the sides they will decorate with a bit of dry ice. Okay, if you order the ice cream cake, if you buy an ice cream cake home from Swenson's, you will also get the dry ice.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, and then if you pour a bit of water over the dry ice, you will start to see a lot of smoke coming out. What is that smoke?
The dry ice.
No, that's the
carbon dioxide.
Yeah, that's actually carbon dioxide. Okay, so please don't. Wow, the smoke! Come, I smell. Later you faint, I tell you. Not enough oxygen. Your body is filled with carbon dioxide. Then you 晕倒. Okay. Okay, next, lime water.
Wait, you'll faint?
You will faint. You will also get carbon dioxide poisoning.
There's such thing?
Yes. So you're not supposed to take the dry ice and smell also. In fact, you're not supposed to touch the dry ice with your bare hands. Okay?
Why?
It will burn. It will be yes, it will be so cold that you will experience a burn. Yeah. Your hand not combustion, but burn. You see? So
it's freeze bite, man.
Yes, it's a freeze bite lor. That's why we call it a burn lor. Frostbite. It's called a frostbite. But it's a burning sensation lor. 好像被烧到. Your nerves will actually be frozen to death, and then you feel very painful. Yeah, and then the skin will start to die also. So it's like a burn. Okay. Okay, next. Last portion. Lime water can be used to test for presence of carbon dioxide. Okay, so in the presence of carbon dioxide, okay, then lime water will do what?
Will dance.
Lime water will dance like a frog.
What?
No, it will not dance like a frog. What will the lime water do?
Dance like a chicken.
No. Turn what?
Water whitish.
It will turn into a chicken.
Yes. No, water whitish. That's what my teacher told me.
Okay, whitish or chalkish. Okay. How do you spell whitish? W-H-I-T, then
With a Y, that's all.
I-S-H? Huh?
Oh, whitish.
This right.
Yeah, well, it's called whitish.
Okay. I don't think this is the right spelling, but anyway, can we just stick
you're
to...
correct.
I'm correct, huh? Okay. Can we stick to chalky? That's like the standard.
That's milky white.
Huh? Milky white also can, no? Milky white. Okay, can lah. But it's not exactly milky white leh. It's just chalky or blur blur, a bit blur blur. Yeah, it's not exactly milky white. Milky white 是好像牛奶这样, that's milky white, right? Milky white is like 牛奶 milk, okay? But we are talking about chalky, right? Chalky is 粉粉的. This one you can go online, go YouTube and search for lime water test. Okay, go YouTube and search for lime water test and then see the results yourself. Okay, then you determine by yourself whether you want to use milky white or you want to use chalky. Okay, can? Okay, so that's one of your homework. Respiratory system.
Write it down. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Okay, so next your. So, okay, you don't take note of the time. We're going to go through respiratory system in plants, okay? Then, for animals, right, this one I think you can read on your own. Okay, for animals, it will be easy. Okay, read on your own. There are different types of, oh, wait. I still need to go through diaphragm, huh? Yeah, I will need to go through diaphragm with you. Okay, but, you can read first and then do, topic 5.
No.
Topical test 5A. Okay? Just do topical test.
Can only do the MCQ.
No, try out the word problems also. I mean the short answer questions.
Must I finish the
Yes.
whole thing?
Yes, the whole thing until page 103.
I can't.
Why? You have 1 week to do so.
No, I cannot.
Okay? You don't have to do it all in one go. You can do a bit. Do a few questions. There's like how many pages only? This one. Let me check. It's from page 92 to 93 at 103. So it's like 11 pages. 12. So 2 pages a day lah. Starting from tomorrow. No, today. Start from today. Yeah. Okay. 92 to 103. Okay, it's inside the thing already. Okay, then also need to read. Okay. Let me just quickly go through the plant's respiratory system. Okay, so the plant, right, for human beings, we breathe through our respiratory system, our lungs. Okay, but for plants, they breathe through the tiny opening called the stomata. Okay, and this is where you have your gaseous exchange. Okay, this is where they conduct their gaseous exchange. Okay, stomata is normally found on the... Hello?
Stomata is found on the other side of the plant.
Yes, then next, plants, when do they respire?
All the time though.
Yes, all the time. A lot of students are very confused that the plants, right, okay, your plants during the daytime, they photosynthesis. And then nighttime, they respire. They always say this, this is wrong. Oh wait. Okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. Okay, they do not respire at night only. During the day, they also respire.
But respire lesser?
No, they respire the same. Just that photosynthesis is a bigger process. They photosynthesis more than they respire. 不是 they respire less. They respire the same. Okay? Nighttime, right? They will respire the same, but photosynthesis more. Okay, they produce more oxygen than they need. That's why they can share with all of us, human beings and animals. Understand? Hello?
Yeah.
So they they actually photosynthesis more. They make more oxygen than they actually need. Not during the day 他们 respire 的时候他们 respire less. No, it's not that. Okay, in fact, it's the same rate. Okay, okay. How? Then next, when plant respire, they take in oxygen and give out carbon. Yeah, so continue first. Okay, they'll give out carbon dioxide. This one you know already. Then plants only photosynthesis during only in the presence of light. Okay, and plant photosynthesis when they take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. When they photosynthesis, they take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Okay, so respiration. This one, okay, I don't think I need to explain this one. You can take your time to go and observe. Okay. So you notice that there's two different exchange of gases over here, right? There are two different exchange, and then down here there's only one exchange of gases. Okay. Then respiratory system in. Oh no! Why your book has water?
No.
Is it thirsty? Oh no! Is it sweating?
It is not.
Your book sweating. That's why got water. So weird. Okay, so respiration. Okay, when we respire, we actually break down food. Okay, digested food to produce energy. This one is spoken already. Breathing is just the process of taking in and giving out air. Okay, it is just the process of taking in and giving out air.
Same as respire, right?
Oh no. Breathing.
Okay, respire is for energy.
Breathing is just really gaseous exchange. It's just exchange of air only. That's it. 没了. Respire. Okay, breathing. This one happens at the respiratory system. Okay, but respire, right? Respire happens at the cells. Respire happens in the cell. It doesn't happen at the respiratory system. Respiratory system helps, okay, take in oxygen and give to the cells. Understand? The system is only in charge of taking in oxygen to give to the cell. That's it.
Okay.
It does not help with respiration. Respiration itself is cellular level. That means individual cell. It can be at your hand, your legs, your cheek cell, your butt cell, your knee cell. I mean your skin cell. Yeah, all these parts. So your whole body is doing respiration every time, every moment of the day. Okay, to produce energy. Just that whether it is more or less only lah. Okay, next. Respiratory systems. In human being, we have the nose, the windpipe, lungs, and diaphragm. Later, I will talk more about the diaphragm. I think we have talked about the diaphragm before. Did I tell you about the syringe?
No.
Do you know of the syringe the doctors use to 打针?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the thing is, the diaphragm, right, is actually like this plunge, this portion. Okay, when I okay, wait, my diagram upside down, sorry. Cannot shit, I need to redraw. So the diaphragm, right, is like your syringe. Diaphragm, right, is actually here, and it's a piece of meat like that. Okay, it's actually a piece of meat like this. This is the diaphragm. Okay, so what happens is that it acts like a syringe. Okay, it acts like a syringe. Then inside, right, there's a plunge, right? It acts like the plunge in the syringe. So what happens is that when this diaphragm, right, pulls down, what happened to this area, to the lungs? Now take a deep breath. Can you take a deep breath? Then breathe out. Okay, when you take a deep breath, right, when you hold the breath, right, do you feel stressed?
No.
Hold. You take in a deep breath and hold. Then count to 50. If you cannot, you can breathe out already. Okay, so what happened is that is that when your diaphragm, when it's pulling down, okay, it actually sucks in the air. It sucks in the
50. 好了
Okay.
我听不见
Okay. So when your diaphragm pulls down, right, when your diaphragm pulls downward, okay, air will be sucked in from the outside into your nose and down to your lungs. Okay. When that happens, right, your lung will expand. In fact, your lungs, okay, if I were to ask you to pinch your nose, right, and then you take a deep breath in, you realize that you cannot suck in anything, and then your diaphragm cannot move. Okay, you can feel your diaphragm at that point of time. You pinch your nose so hard so that no air can go in, make sure your mouth is closed, and then you try to breathe as hard as you can. You will realize your diaphragm is pulling, and that sensation, that is your diaphragm. Can you feel your diaphragm?
No.
Huh? Cannot. Okay. When you go for PE, right? Do you run?
Yeah.
Have you ever run so much that your stomach hurts?
Not run so much. It's like not like hurt, just like it's
Aching. Okay. Now that aching, right, is actually not your stomach. It's actually your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is aching because your diaphragm exercise a lot, and then it's not like an everyday thing. So that's why it's like, oh, suddenly, oh, very tired, oh, 累啊, you know, and you start to, painful. Huh? Yeah, 累了 because it's breathing very hard because you are running. Okay, so what happens is that your diaphragm, right, will act like a syringe, 打针的 syringe. When it pull down, right, it sucks in the air. Okay, it sucks in the air. And of course, when you relax the diaphragm, when you relax, right? Okay, when you relax, okay, the diaphragm will push up and then push the air out, just like the syringe, right? When the doctor 打针 when it pushes upward, right, it will squeeze the medicine out of the syringe. Okay, it will squeeze the medicine out of the syringe. Okay, then it will inject into you, lor. Same thing, it will push the lungs smaller so that the lungs will squeeze the air out. Okay, it will squeeze the air out. Okay, it will squeeze the air out. Alright, it will squeeze the air out. Understand? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the only thing I want to talk about diaphragm. Okay, yeah. So the diaphragm will act like a syringe. When it pulls down, our lungs will expand, and then our ribs will move outwards, become bigger. Okay, allow more space for the more air to go in. Okay, and then when our diaphragm relax, okay, when our diaphragm relax, the lungs will become smaller. Okay, it will squeeze the lung, or rather it will go back up and then push the lung, so the lung will become smaller, and then our this rib cage will go downwards or inwards. Okay, and then we'll breathe out the air. Air will come out from our breath. Okay, understand? Okay, then of course lastly, the air, okay, in our lungs, right, there's actually a lot of this air sac, okay, there's all these little bulbs with a lot of blood vessels. Okay, there's a lot of blood vessels, okay, that will carry the oxygen out of the lungs, okay, and conduct gaseous exchange, and give away the carbon dioxide back to the lung, so that the lung can expel can push out the carbon dioxide out of your body. Okay, Okay, so it has a lot of blood vessels. Okay, now a quick question. The air that we breathe in, right? The air that we breathe into our body, the air that goes into our body, right? Are all the oxygen absorbed by our lungs?
No.
No. Okay, only some. Okay, only some. Only those that touches the air sac. Only those that touch the air sac. Okay, only the O2 that touches the air sac will be absorbed. Okay, some of the air, right? Some of the oxygen, they might be floating in between, so they might not touch, and then they will be pushed out when we exhale. So the air that we exhale out, right, has O2 or not? Does it have oxygen? The air that we exhale out.
Yeah.
Will have, but not as much. Okay, it will still have oxygen, but not as much. Okay, so it is wrong to say that the air that we exhale out is all carbon dioxide. Understand? Okay, it is wrong to say that the air that we exhale out is all carbon dioxide. It has oxygen too, because not 100% of the oxygen is being absorbed into our lungs. Okay, absorbed by our lungs. Okay, how? Next, we have the respiratory system of the fish. Okay, and other respiratory system. This one you can read on your own. Okay, they are not exactly important, but fish is a bit important because it's a different type of respiratory system, which is gill, that you need to read a bit more. Okay, so please read this one. All right, if you don't know anything, you can ask me. If we have time next week, we will go through. All right, because I ever come across a primary 6 PSLE question, right? They ask, how does the fish breathe through the gills?
Oh my god.
Yes, then you have to explain.
Through the gills.
You have to explain how does the oxygen move past the mouth into the mouth, out of the gills, and then how the oxygen is being absorbed into the bloodstream. So this one yes, have to read 要学的，因为这个可能是 possible PSLE question. Okay, respiratory system in fish. Yes, very 恶心, I know. Okay, 好, so we will end here. Homework is page 92 to 110. Please refer back to Teams. Okay, for the homework, please put
110.
Sorry, 103. Okay, let me just put down that this is science. Oops. Okay, so please respond by having a thumbs up, like, or love, or smile. Okay, give an emoji so that I know that you've seen the part. Also, there's the March one also. Okay, I'll say goodbye to everyone who is at the stream. Bye. Oh no, where is the